Dear Diary, May 21st, 2025 at 9:33 p.m. What a lovely day it was today.
Gina.
What, honey?
Hey, why don't you come join me in the bedroom?
Baby, I'm journaling right now. Can I come later?
It's okay. I have a surprise for you.
Oh, I like surprises. Well, hold on. I'll be there in a second. To be continued. ... Okay, diary. It is now 9:35 p.m. And I'll just say, you gotta love the one you're with.
It's The Riveted with Chris and Gina. I love you, baby.
I love you too.
What a day, Gina.
This whole experience has been phenomenal, hasn't it?
Yes. So, listener, we are at an awesome urban Airstream rally in Shelby, North Carolina. It's called Shining in Shelby, and it is a beautiful spring May day in North Carolina.
It's beautiful here. The weather has been perfect.
Yes, and this is those kind of rallies where you park on the street. Everybody loves them. I think most everybody loves them that's Airstream owners. If you don't love them, you just give it a try. But here's the thing. We're on an active road, parked on the side, beautiful spot overlooking the Court Square of Shelby, North Carolina. But there are cars going past our Airstream regularly, so you may hear some background noise, but it's still awesome. Mm-hmm. We got our windows open.
So what you haven't said is we parallel parked into these parking places.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're parallel parked on the side of the road. And great rally, about 30 rigs.
We're right by the, what's the center here?
It's the Earl Scruggs Center. Yeah, it used to be the old courthouse for Cleveland County. Mm-hmm. And this is the 4th or 5th year that the Carolinas Airstream Club has done this rally, and our first year attending. And
the community has been wonderful here.
Yep. So we have some super fun folks with us today as a guest. They are part of the Carolinas Airstream Club. We met them back 6-7 months ago at another rally, and they have graciously agreed to come on and chat this morning. It is 10:20 in the morning on Saturday, and we've had a belly full of breakfast.
We have,
and it's time to chat.
It is.
So we would like to welcome Pam and Reggie Johnson. Welcome to The Riveted, you guys.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yay.
We're glad you're glad.
Glad to meet you guys again.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Oh, say that louder.
You guys are great.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that?
We had this vision when we started the podcast of having the ability to record at a rally. And we're enjoying. It's fun. We love it. We love having people coming in the rig and sitting down and chatting with us. So, good morning. And we always like to start. Well, why don't you start, Gina?
Okay. So what we normally do, you guys, just to get the conversation moving, is we like to find out what your entry point into Airstreaming has been. It can be from childhood. It can be from last week. Whatever your entry point is, if you would share that with us.
I started as a kid. I was maybe 6, 7 years old. My grandpa and grandma had an Airstream, and my parents had an Airstream. And as a kid, I went to rallies with my parents, and my grandpa was always in charge of the water because he was a plumber. And so grandpa would get there early, and then we'd go after my mom and dad finished work. And so we got to wherever the rally was in Michigan late. And so we'd have to go to the bullpen and then wait and then go into the rally the next morning. And back then, I remember there were just a lot of Airstreams, like a single rally in Michigan. And to this day, it's like, it's a lot smaller, but the community and attitude is still 100% the same. And so as a kid, I'd get there, run around, play. My parents did all the setup, meal plan, all that. So now as an adult with an Airstream, life is way different.
Now you're doing the work, right?
I'm doing the work. Reggie's doing the work.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you were a kid, did you really know what Airstream was? I mean, like, did you just think it was a camper? Or did you, like, even back then kind of know that there was something different about it?
For me, it was always an Airstream. It was never a camper. It was never a trailer. It was an Airstream. Mm-hmm. And we did have friends that had other brands that we would travel with. But for the most part, all of when we went to a rally, it was all Airstreams. And I just knew that's what I knew. I didn't know the other brands.
Do you know what Airstream model they had?
In the beginning, my parents had a 21-foot single axle, and I'm not sure exactly what model that was. And then they got an International 27. I think that was a Serenity, or not a Serenity. I forget what it was.
Well, that's okay, because
it was an International.
I mean, that was a long, long time ago.
It was a long, long time ago.
It wasn't.
So like, that young exposure, did life get in the way and your mind just left the brand and you didn't think about it until much later in life? Or was it always like almost kind of like a little mini life goal to eventually become an Airstreamer as an adult?
No, as I got older, the Airstream brand kind of went back to the back side of the closet, and we were doing other things. And then when we both retired and we were snowbirds, we're like, this isn't so much fun. We're going to the same place back and forth. And so then we decided, we were sitting on the deck and we're like, well, okay, what else can we do? Oh, we could get a boat. Yeah, that's already been done. And so then I said, well, we get an Airstream. And Reggie was like, an Airstream? And I said, yeah, we'll have a built-in community. And that's how it'll be.
And it was, right?
I knew what to expect with the community.
Yeah. So, Reggie, did you go kicking and screaming, or were you like, yeah, okay, that's cool?
No, okay, so we'll get an Airstream. And what do we pull it with?
Yeah.
So
that does matter.
You got to go and get a truck. So I had recently retired from Southeast Toyota, JM Lexus. So I went, of course, to the best truck there is, Tundra.
Oh, wow.
And so I decided to get a Tundra hybrid pickup truck to pull a trailer with, and people kept saying, well, that's not going to pull it. And so far, 2 years, I've not had any problems with it.
Great.
So you used to work for Southeastern Division of Toyota.
Southeast Toyota.
Yeah. How about that? What'd you do?
I did a little bit of everything, but I started out as a salesman like everybody else would do. Then I worked in the internet department. Then I sold cars on eBay.
Wow.
And I remember going to the Caribbean on a sailboat her parents had, Pam's parent had. So I was doing work from the Caribbean selling cars. That was great. So I had a great life. And then I came back. And so, I mean, what else can you do when you're out in the water?
Wow.
Having fun.
Now, so what our listener cannot see is Pam is turning red because she is laughing so hard over here. Is there something you'd like to say?
That trip was a hoot because here's Reggie trying to sell cars on eBay on a boat in the middle of the Caribbean with roaming fees when those were in existence.
Oh,
and we got back home and it was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, $70 for roaming fees just in this little time frame.
Yeah.
Well,
And the commission made up for it, but it was just that shock when you see roaming fees.
Yeah.
I, for the time that I've met you so far, Reggie, I would have never pegged you to be in the car business. And I mean, you got an awesome personality and full of life and, big energy and stuff. And, I mean, I sold cars for a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I've been in sales most of my adult life. So I went from cars to boats and, then other types of stuff. But, that's pretty awesome. I didn't know that about you.
Well, I went from, airline. I was selling seats on air for the airline. So I was a salesman. My territory was Michigan and half Ohio. Yeah. So from that, I went to work with as Pam would say, from selling airplane seats to selling car seats. So that's how she framed it.
Now, any prior life experience in camping or Airstream or travel trailer or anything like that?
For me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Except for running in the woods, building tents out of straw. But that'd be it.
Building
Tents out of straw. Oh, my.
Where did you do that?
I did it in Covington, Georgia, where I grew up.
Yeah.
So it was a family farm. It was cousins here and cousins there, and it was all we knew.
Yeah.
So we just had to make our own fun. So that's what we did.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Kids have such wonderful minds, do they
Yeah,
not? They can
do.
come up with the best things.
So I would imagine that your camping life now is a little better than sleeping in a tent made out of straw.
We didn't sleep in it. We just built them.
Oh, okay.
It was dark out there, man. Crazy. But no, it is. I enjoyed it a lot. And like I said, I think we've been doing this for 2 years straight. And I've enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
First time pulling the trailer, hooking it up, I was like, now what do I do? So you learn as you go.
Yes.
We learned a lot. I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning. I mean, you guys, the community is great. I couldn't have found anything any better than this.
yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, you get support if you need it from that learning curve standpoint, but you also just get fun friends and social life and activity and everything. Yeah, so that's cool. So
The whole thing is support.
yeah, tell us what trailer you have. What kind of Airstream you got?
We have a 30-foot Globetrotter, 2023 Globetrotter. It's we've since we've got it, we've done some renovations. I shouldn't say renovation. I should say upgrades.
Upgrades, yeah.
Yes.
Upgrades. So we lifted the trailer
Mods.
3 inches because I kept dragging.
Gina, there's another
size
lift.
Matters.
There's another lift kit.
Another
Yes.
lift kit.
Yes.
I am lift kit envious.
Yes.
I have 3-inch envy.
3-inch envy.
I do.
Me too.
And I got the Pro Pride travel hitch, and I can pull the trailer without 2 hands on the steering wheel. I can actually do it with one, which makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And we've also added Mobile Me, which is the internet, to the trailer.
Yeah.
So we did that in 2 years. So I think we're pretty much done.
No, we aren't completely done.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Here we go.
Because we just bought the new pedestals for the table that are on, what is that? Like height.
Oh, where you can adjust them automatically.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And
yeah.
Reggie's a woodworker for retirement activity, and he's going to make the table. So that's
very cool.
His summer project is to do the table.
That'll be great.
I guess I don't know what that is.
That tape, no, in the 30-foot Globetrotter, they've got that long table that runs along the couch, and there's removable poles is the way it normally comes.
Correct.
But they offer one that you can just manually raise and lower and move around and stuff.
I guess I didn't know that.
Or I guess it's not is it power or do you have
It's
to
manual.
Yeah,
It's manual.
Yeah, just adjust it up and down. And
Okay.
But it's better than having to physically move the tabletop off and all that
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah, no,
Yes.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Should we ever do that, which we've never done it. It's
Yeah.
just the whole, it'll stay there,
Yeah.
and then we can free up those poles out of the closet.
Yeah. Now, you bought it new? Did you get it
Yes,
new?
sir.
Yeah, that's cool. And you'd never had a trailer before that?
She did. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. My parents did.
Yeah.
I was just the little guest there.
Very cool.
That's
Yeah, because we sold our house in Florida, and then we decided, well, we'll just buy an Airstream, and we'll buy a trailer to go with it. So
Yeah.
but you're not full time, right? You still have a home somewhere?
We still have a home in Highlands, North Carolina.
Very nice.
And we do travel 3 months in the winter out of North Carolina. And then trips like this, weekend rallies. We do, this year we're going to York, Pennsylvania for a week and a half.
And we'll see you up there.
Early.
Yes.
Yep.
That is the international.
Yes.
That's cool.
And so we're doing that. So besides the 90 days, we add a lot of other days in there too.
Yeah, that's good.
So I guess I don't know how to ask this gingerly because I don't want.
Gingerly?
Well, yeah, it's like I don't want to just ask her how old she is,
How old are you?
but like I'm just.
That's what you say.
What I'm getting at is like. So the Airstream brand has been in your life since you were a little kid.
Right.
So you flash forward now, however many years.
Oh, that's what you're wanting to know.
I didn't want to say like
How many years
30
have I
years
been
or 40 years or 50. I didn't want to say
loyal
that.
to Airstream?
Yeah,
Yes.
like just I guess that's my question is like as a kid, you've been around it, and then now at your age, you're actually enjoying it on your own.
Yes.
And so pretty much your whole life, you've known how awesome this trailer is.
So what he's trying to say is, how long have you been an Airstreamer?
Well,
I don't think of myself as an Airstream in my teen years when we were not involved in the brand.
Yeah.
But as a kid, it was probably a good 10 years, at least 12 years.
Yeah, of actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then she took a break from. She was a young lady and experiencing life and work.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, and then I always knew it was there. You know, I'm still to this, even back then, going down the road, there's an Airstream. There's an Airstream.
Yeah.
You know, and Reggie'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, it's an Airstream. Yeah. And now he's like, there's an Airstream, and he's flashing his lights.
Yes, we do that too. Yes.
How long y'all been together?
It'll be 30 years in December.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's how long we've been married.
We've been married.
But I've known her for like 800 years.
800 years.
But a long time.
Well,
long time.
Yeah. We've been, we're going on 34. This October will be 34, right?
Wow, congrats.
Yes.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Gina never knows.
I just agree with you.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to do math, babe, or remember.
It'll be, actually, it'll be 33 married, 35 together. Yeah.
So it's my understanding that your grandmother or mom, someone in your family has some Airstream, maybe notebooks or something that you found. Is that right?
Yeah, my grandmother and grandfather went on caravans with, I'm not quite sure what group they went with, but they were out of Michigan. And at some point in my grandpa and grandma's lives, they decided to start doing a travel journal. So I've been kicking around a box that has been around. And in it, finally, I don't know, a month ago, I opened it up, and lo and behold, right on top was a journal from 1961 when my grandparents traveled.
Man.
And that was when they traveled and went in motels and various things. And it was interesting. And then I just kind of tipped it a little bit, and I found this steno pad, and it had their notes from a Mexican caravan that they took with Airstreamers, and they went from McAllen, Texas, down to Mexico City, to Veracruz, and then back. And that was in 1965.
Wow.
So I didn't remember any of those details because I was just a little thing. But reading that was just unbelievable, and how they did the caravan back then, and we just came off of rolling to the Big Easy and experiencing a caravan.
Right.
So wait. So you're telling me you've had those in your possession and you did not read them until after you came back from a caravan?
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah. That was meant to be for you to read it then.
And
It
kind
was.
of come full circle, kind of.
Absolutely. It had to be, to me, I would think I would be very emotional reading that, seeing my, the handwriting of my grandmother. That would be very emotional for me.
It was hard, and I guess that's why it was kind of kicked around for so long.
Yeah.
I picked up other journals, and it was just like a daily journal, you know? Played cards with this person, and the girls won, and we had, I don't know, strawberry shortcake for dessert, whatever. And I was like, that, kind of boring. But then when I found this right on the top, and it was weird that it was right on the top, and my grandmother's handwriting in pencil, cursive, of course.
Probably beautiful.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Always started out with the day and what city they were in. Then it went into whatever they did that day and how they traveled. And then at the end, they would say it was a nice day, kind of the temperature-ish. and that would be the end of like their day. It was only about a paragraph, but some of the things, you know, they had security for the Airstream caravan back that long ago. And they had tour buses for them, like everywhere they went into town and they went to the market.
Together. They stayed together.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny. In the beginning, my grandmother would say, "Oh, we're going to the market today." And then towards the end of the journal, we went to the Mercado today.
Oh, yeah. Was there any, I like the juicy details. You know how I am about that. Were there any juicy details in there about things that she experienced or they experienced together as a community, or just, you know, your grandmother and grandfather?
One of the funniest things for me was the one day, I don't even remember what city they were in, but they were going out at night and they were going to discos.
Ooh.
Oh. Disco.
Now, this was back in 67.
Discotheques.
Yeah.
They're going to the disco. My grandpa and grandma, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of feels weird, huh?
And so she said they went to 3 different ones, and I was like, you know, crazy.
Get home.
And then they didn't get home till 2:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I was shocked. Her handwriting was still good. I don't know when she wrote it, but
Yeah.
there was that handwriting. It was crazy.
Wow.
And the other things that they wrote about was how many little kids they saw that had bare rear ends running around visiting the Airstream rally, and they were just like, oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine that? I mean, not just in another country, but even in another part of our own country back then, maybe because, you know, they were California original and then to Ohio, but then to come across and see an Airstream, you know, in another state or even in the country, for little kids especially, to go, wow, what is that? Like, it's silver and it's big, and you know that.
And
that
there's
had to be
20 of
amazing.
them or 30
like,
of them all together.
Yeah.
But it was funny because as she was writing through the journal, towards the end, she put how many Airstreams started out and how many finished this caravan. And after just coming off our caravan, I was like, you know, you should have put that at the beginning and then at the end, but it wasn't relevant to them back then. They were just, you know, having a good time.
Right.
From an age perspective, do you think that they were younger than you guys are now, or we are now?
I think
doing
they
that?
were a little bit younger than we are now.
Yeah. But it's like
You mean when
her grandparents were doing those
Yeah.
caravans, they were possibly younger than we are now.
Well, okay, so would they be having your mother with them? Like,
No, my mother wasn't with them.
Okay.
She was married and taking care of me.
So that's just like, so think about it for a minute. So that is 2 generations back, and they're in their adult prime of their lives, enjoying Airstream at that kind of level. It's part of their life. And here we are 2 generations forward doing the exact same thing. We're enjoying this awesome rally, hanging out in our rigs, same brand, same trailers, same community, same type of collective, you know, experience among fellow Airstreamers. And, so it's all right if your grandmother went to the discotheque. I mean,
why not?
We just went out and had 3 or 4 beers last night. I'm sure y'all went out and had a few drinks and had some big time. We're going to go to the Speakeasy tonight. We're going to
Around the corner.
Right around the corner. I mean, you know, write in your journal that Reggie carried his cooler around halfway around the town last night, giving out beers to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you doing that, Reggie?
I was not carrying it. I had it set in one spot.
He had it in a strategic location.
I don't know. Chris had to help you carry it. So.
Well,
Yeah, I had to help me carry it, but we got to carry it back now because I got it filled up with more beer, and we can plug it in and start all over again.
Yeah. Start all over again today.
But I don't like beer, by the way.
No, he really doesn't. He doesn't appreciate beer.
No, I did the math, and my grandma would have been about 52, 53. So, I mean, that's not unrealistic, but,
No, that's,
you know.
That's like.
Well, that'd be like us.
Right.
Like, our daughter.
I'm 51 right now.
You are?
Yeah.
Right now.
You're already over 50?
today.
But that would be like us, like our daughter and granddaughter, and so I get it.
Yeah. But it's like you can't have this perception that your 80-year-old grandmother was on a rally.
Right.
I mean, on a caravan in an Airstream. It was her younger life self.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just like us, you know.
Yeah. That's awesome. And the thing that's consistent is the brand.
The brand.
Right. The brand is always there.
That's so cool.
So do either one of y'all journal your travels?
No, but after this experience, I'm going to try and do better. And attempt it.
Well,
I encourage other people to do it because it is something, you know, there's lots of ways to journal. You don't have to cursive write in a steno book.
Right.
You can do your phone or
well, that's what I was going to say. So many people nowadays, they vlog, you know, they make the videos and, you know, secure that somewhere on a hard drive or, you know, famous for YouTube or something like that. And it's always out there. So
I think there's something to be said with the writing though, and having
it's very
a document.
Well,
it's personal.
It's
emotional.
Yeah. And I mean, now granted the changes in technology and the changes in the younger generations, concern for preserving the past and stuff has totally changed. But if you're going to do that and capture those experiences, figuring out a way to do it that might allow somebody 2-3 generations away to have the same experience you did when you opened that box, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, whenever I think back about journals from my grandparents, I've got a bad memory. And well, I do. It's so your memory is a hell of a lot better than my memory, but I'll give the.
You mean you can't remember, or they were bad journals?
It's a bad experience.
Oh no!
Yeah. So I had no idea that any of my grandparents journaled.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so my grandmother, my dad's mother, passed away, and I was a little kid, and we were all in the house. You know, family was there and all that kind of stuff, and. My grandfather was reading through a journal, and he handed it to my dad, and my dad was thumbing through it, and it was like a really good experience for a minute. I probably shouldn't say this because this is sad.
It's sad.
This is sad.
It's okay. Right, people need to hear this.
Okay. So
it might bring awareness to people. Someone out there will need to hear this, and it will bring awareness to them.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. So anyway, my dad at that time was younger than me, and he was like full on work mode. He was an entrepreneur. He had a couple different businesses going, all this kind of stuff. And he's thumbing through this journal, and he comes across a page where she's gave the date, you know, whatever. And she said, went and saw Tommy today at work. But
he's his dad.
Yeah. He said, went and saw Tommy at work today. So proud of his business, but he was too busy to talk to us. And like that just hit him square in the face. And he was it upset him, you know, and it's one of the first times I ever saw my dad cry.
Wow.
Well, there was a little bit more into that, but he read a little bit more.
Yeah, it pretty much was. But it was like, now, you know, one part about that is like, should you be reading your mother's private journal? That's, you know, I don't know whether you should or not. But so it's almost like it serves him right for snooping in her journal and reading something like that. But so, yeah, there was a lot of good memories in the journals too. But that's what I remember as. You
remember that emotional moment that you saw your father cry, that he did not take a minute to talk to his parents when they stopped by to visit him.
Right.
Yes.
But as an adult now, what I think about from that experience and how my dad reacted to it is, I mean, everybody's got to work for a living, but you got to prioritize.
Absolutely.
Right. And this, what we're doing in our Airstream full time for 7 years, and what a lot of people are enjoying in traveling in an Airstream is like living some life and doing something that is, you know, for you and to experience new things. And the Airstream's the vehicle that allows you to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So see that I come full circle, Gina.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, honey.
It was like I was going positive, then I went like sad, then I brought it back positive.
I love
Absolutely.
I am good at this.
You're pretty good.
Yeah. See?
Reggie, don't encourage him. He needs no encouragement.
All right, so let's pivot and tell us, like, in your 2 years, give us a little recap of your trips. Like, what have you done? Where have you gone?
Well, we went a lot of places. I can't really remember the name of them.
Yeah.
But I can tell you what
beer.
state we were in.
Yeah.
We were in, I think our first rally was Palmetto Cove.
Our very first.
Yes.
First
Great.
one. And that was 2 years ago.
Correct.
And I think we met you guys at Palmetto Cove.
That was the following
we did.
Last year.
This past fall.
This past
But
year,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So that was our second trip to Palmetto Cove.
Yeah.
And we went to, I can't count how many, but they've all been fun. And always meet someone new,
Yeah.
positive. Everybody's been so positive and helpful. And that's what I really like about it.
Yep.
So
Are you only going to like Airstream type events and rallies, or are you doing other kind of camping too?
we're doing other camping too.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Y'all went to Key West, right?
Yeah, we went
Key
to
West.
Key
Oh,
West.
nice. How was that?
It was fantastic. It was, for me, after going to the Caribbean a lot, we stayed at Boyd's Campground.
Okay.
We had a marina view,
Ooh.
it was, and so we got parked, and you open the door, and that salt air smell that is such a Caribbean thing. Oh my God, it was right there.
Yeah.
And I just stand there, breathe it in, and even to the point where Pirate, our dog, when he went to the door to go out, he would stop and breathe in and breathe out, and then he'd
that's
go
so
out.
You could see him enjoy it too.
Yeah, he'd just
I
move his
love it.
little nose up and go.
Yeah.
And
I'm doing it right now.
It was just so cool. And then we'd walk to the back of the trailer, which was the marine view, and we could see the water and the boats and all
nice.
that. And it was, for me, that was a situation when I was like, okay, this is super cool. We just brought our house basically
Yes.
to the Caribbean,
Yes.
and we were able to bring Pirate, and
Yes.
we also travel with a cat when we go on long trips. So there she was, and breathing in that sea air, and we're right here. And then, of course, when you're in Key West, you don't cook, so that was really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. What I liked hearing you say, which Gina and I we love, is you go to these cool destinations and you have your home with you. It's not
Yes.
like you're going on vacation and you're having to check into a condo or a hotel and lug your luggage and all the stuff. It's like everything you need that's yours is there, self-contained, and
Comfortable.
and you're in this awesome location that is your home for the time, and
Well, it's a different experience if you're in a hotel or something versus right on the water.
Right now, for the past 2 days, we're going to be here till tomorrow. We're living on the streets of Shelby, North Carolina.
We're living on the streets.
And you've got neighbors.
But we're just enjoying the space we're in at that time, and taking that in, and still not and feeling comfortable about it because we have our home with us. Yeah, so I know where you're coming from.
And that's
with
the
that.
nice thing. You have your home with you, and it's ever changing. And like you said, you get to a destination, whether it be Key West or, in a mountain. It's your home for however long.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Well, I want to pivot real quick back to Pirate. Can you tell me how you guys named, or why you named your dog Pirate?
So we've had other animals, and we've always gone with a boat theme or a Caribbean theme. We had Schooner. We had Reggae.
Reggae.
Prior to Schooner, I had a cat, Calypso. And so our animals have all had nautical type names.
what's
And
the cat's name?
the cat's name is Ginger, after one of the British Virgin Islands. And our other cat was Joost van Dyke.
Wow.
Actually,
I would like to hear you call that cat.
we just called him Van Dyke. But he was a British Virgin Island also. So when we
That's
got
cool.
Pirate, we knew we wanted a Cairn Terrier. and he was brindle color, so he was beige and black, but his face was beige, and he had a little black goatee, like Blackbeard.
Yeah, yeah.
So hence pirate.
Pirate.
And then as a puppy, he would look at you with those side eyes like a pirate, like, "Arr." So now when you see him, it's like, hey, pirate. And then I will go, "Arr," and he'll still look at you like, yeah, that's my name too.
What we thought was cool was he's got his own Airstream Club name badge.
Oh, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
We did that last year at International.
Yeah, I like that. So. That was cool.
And my mom made him all of his little bandanas, and they're all pirate themes, skull and crossbones and things like that.
That's awesome.
So he wears those. Grandma made them.
Yeah. And the cat doesn't always travel with you, just if you're going long distance or something. Yeah.
When we go for like, a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, we have something in our Airstream that we actually purchased from you guys when we were down at the beach. And that is a beautiful wooden bowl that Reggie spun. Is that what you call it? Spinning? Turned. And we love it. And I would like to know what made you start that? Was that at retirement or?
Well, yeah. And when I was working, I was a sales manager, finance manager at JM Lexus, and I knew I was going to retire, so I needed to have something after, because I'm the type that don't like to sit around and just do nothing. So I went out and bought a lathe. Had no idea how to turn wood or do anything with it. So after I retired, I started turning, and the first time I put the tool on the tool rest, it shattered. I went, and then I went, I may not want to do this because this is scary. So a guy in the neighborhood came over and he kind of helped me. He says, always put it on the tool rest first and then raise it. And another guy that I went to class with, he told me, he says, it's like ABC. He says, anchor, bevel, and cut. So after that point, I was able to anchor it and bevel and then raise the tool and cut. So I got pretty comfortable with it. So that's basically how I got started in wood turning.
So you kind of self-taught yourself.
Pretty much. So I try to do a little bit of everything. Bowls, spindles, spinning tops. I love to do spinning tops.
He's a top turner.
Top turner.
Yeah, I started turning tops with the Palm Beach County wood turners. We would go to the South Florida Fair, and we would had a wood shop there, so we would turn wood, and we would turn spinning tops. So we'd turn the spinning tops, and kids would come by and just sit and watch, and they would be amazed. It's like it's butter. You're cutting butter. It's like the wood just flying off. And I would finish it and give it to the kids, and they would just spin it, and I would give it to them, and they would walk away very happy.
Wow.
And the next year they came back and said, I got a top from you last year. And I would give them another one. So that's how that got started.
That's cool.
And in Highlands, they don't do anything similar to the fair, but they do set up for special occasions. And Reggie will take his top blanks, and he's now labeled the top turner.
The top
turner.
Well, I want a top turner. You can give me one.
I'll get you one.
He's got to get busy making tops.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just the dozen or so bowls that I've seen that you make, they're amazing. And what I think's cool about them is they're all perfect for an Airstream. That so many different sizes, different styles, depending on what you want to use it for. I mean, it's a perfect addition to an Airstream cabinet, I think.
So our bowl, which is not out right now because I don't usually unpack when we do a small rally like this, but our bowl, it's up there and it sits right over there on the counter, and it usually has chocolates in it.
There you go.
Yeah. Little
It's
chocolate.
a chocolate bowl.
It's my little treat bowl. I love it. I love it. It did have limes in it one day, but that didn't thrill me as much as the chocolate.
That wouldn't.
I'm glad you're able to use it.
Oh, I love it. Yes. Perfect.
So what do you guys think of the rally this weekend?
This rally's been great. We've had a good time.
Yeah.
Met new people.
Yep.
Like I say, every time you go to a rally or an event, it's always someone new you're going to meet.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got to know you guys better.
Yep.
We met newbies and spent time
oldies.
with them and oldies
And
the legend
wannabes.
John Lee.
And wannabe.
You know?
And wannabes.
And
'Cause we have
wannabes.
wannabes here this
Yeah.
weekend.
And I think we've pretty much convinced the wannabes to be
Yeah, to
true
get one.
streamers.
I think so.
Have
Yes.
you been to one of these at this kind of level before that like you're parking directly on the street with active traffic and stuff? Have you done that?
We went to Tryon last year where they did the urban rally,
Yeah.
but we weren't parked on the street. We were parked up the bank by a railroad track that
Yeah.
wasn't working.
Yeah.
But we still had, quite a bit of people coming by, checking out the Airstreams.
Yeah.
So this is
It was
basically our second.
This is
urban
our
rally.
second urban rally.
gotcha.
Just a different experience.
Y'all going to participate in the open house today?
I think so.
Yeah.
You?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
we are.
yeah.
Yeah. We like it. We have fun because
Well, tell our listener what you're talking about, Chris, or I will.
well, and it's this particular town. I don't know how much advertising they've done, but they encourage the community to come hang out on Saturday and this afternoon. Any Airstreamer that wants to, they've got a little hang tag that they put outside the door that says that they're open for visitors to show off the interiors, because the inside of every one of these things is different and unique, and that's what's cool about it. And so the community comes out, it draws them into town. There's a farmer's market going on right now, so I can only imagine that this
We need to
afternoon.
get to that farmer's market.
Yeah, a lot of people from the farmers market are going to come hang out. So it's fun because you get to talk Airstream and get people that may not be aware of the brand at this level. They just see how cool they are, and
We just bring it to the community.
and then there's a pride of ownership, I think, in being able to talk to somebody that's not an Airstream owner about your Airstream. And I just think it's fun. So.
Well, what I like as an owner is to walk around and see what everyone else has done in their Airstream that has personalized it or modified it in some way that might be beneficial to us too, that we've never even thought about.
Right. Like how many people have a setup like you
yeah.
or,
Right.
wannabe, but they
Right.
don't know where to start.
Right.
Well, and I think we get a lot of attention from our couch because people aren't expecting to see this type of chaise lounge couch in an Airstream. And so we talk about that a lot. And then obviously the setup to be a mobile podcast studio is pretty cool. So we're going to have fun with it. This actually will be our first urban rally where non-Airstreamers are going to be able to come in and see the podcast studio.
Yes, it is.
We've we had the open house at a couple other Airstream rallies where they've come in, but not the community. So that's awesome. So outside of international, what else you got planned for the summer? Where you headed? What you doing?
We're doing, after international, we're doing miscellaneous little Carolina rallies.
What cities?
We're doing Palmetto Cove again.
Are you going to be back at the beach again?
Yes.
Yes, we're going back to Myrtle Beach. And then we start our
65th anniversary.
It is.
65 years
That's
Carolina
right.
Airstream Club.
Right.
That's
Gonna be
right.
a big shindig
It's
down
a
there.
is.
big whoop-de-doo.
We better get our reservations, babe.
Yeah, I know. and so
We're not good at planning.
yeah. So after that, you're going to head to some warmer winter climate.
Then we've got reservations. We're going to do this Airstream can opener.
Oh yeah,
It's down in
yeah.
Topsail Beach.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Everybody says that's an awesome,
That's what
fun
we've
deal.
heard. So we're going to check it out. I was
We gotta
set
go
my
that way
alarm,
anyway.
made the reservation. I was able to make a reservation at a Florida State Park. I was like, okay, cool. Then
Yeah.
I guess we're going to can opener and kind of route around that. And then we are going back to Key West because of the whole beachy thing for 2 weeks, maybe longer if we can get in. But and then we'll cruise around Florida and end up back in North Carolina at springtime.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds like a great
it is.
winter to me.
We wish you the best, safe travels, and
Thanks for coming on and
And to
talking
you.
with
Thanks
us
for
today.
coming.
Thanks for
to
having
chat.
us. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for so listener. When they came in today, they brought us what do you call them? Swedish cloths?
Swedish dishcloths?
Yes.
Cleaning cloths?
Yeah. So they brought us some with foxes on them. They're awesome. I've never seen them with foxes on them. So,
they're cute.
So thank you for our gift.
You're
I
welcome.
love
Thank
it.
you for having us.
And-
We've had a great time.
Yeah, I hope so. We just like to sit and chat and see what comes out.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the rally, and we will see you down the road.
Absolutely.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun recording with cars whizzing by our camper.
It was definitely a first for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a goal for us to be able to record podcast inside of our Airstream, so it doesn't matter whether we're sitting on the side of a highway.
Does not matter. It's just the people that matter. And we had a great couple on today.
That's right.
A lot of fun.
It was.
Yes. And I want to express my thanks one more time about the wonderful Swedish cloths that they gave us with the little foxes on them. They were so cute.
They were.
Love them, love them. But in talking about gifts and generosity and stuff, Chris, why don't you share with our listener about our Patreon?
Sure. Yeah, Patreon page. We have the Riveted Fox community on Patreon. It's been there for a while. It's a great spot that we put some behind-the-scenes stuff. We put out some advance clips, some, on certain recordings and certain episodes. There's a cool little chat feature on there that you can chat with us directly or with other listeners. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of our spot to connect with other listeners. And if you're not familiar with Patreon, it's a simple, interactive way to support the people that make the content you love. So we've got different levels that you can choose from to help support us. There are some ongoing costs to, host and hold the podcast. We got to, edit, put a lot of time into creating them. And this is episode 40, Gina. 40.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're listening.
That's amazing.
Listener, you're listening to episode 40 right now, and we're having a lot of fun. We hope you're enjoying it. So by all means, check out our Patreon page, the Riveted Fox community on Patreon, and show us a little bit of love and some support. We sure would appreciate it. And
absolutely. But you know what else they could do too?
What?
They could come on and be a guest.
That's right.
Wouldn't that be fun?
All are welcome.
Yes. And get in touch with us at info@therivetedfox.com or through our contact page on our website, therivetedfox.com. We have a great time, and we'd love to hear your story.
Yep. Everybody's got an awesome story, and it's worth sharing. And that's what this podcast is all about, and celebrating all the fun things that come to your life when you Airstream. So,
absolutely. Get out and travel and have fun.
That's right. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Can't wait for you to come back for more. We've got some pretty fun stuff coming over the next few weeks. We have an amazing guest lined up to record with that we're going to launch in a few weeks. Famous recording artist.
You're going to love it.
It's amazing.
It's awesome.
And then we've got some special things we are working towards making happen for episode 50. That's a milestone episode 50, right?
Yes.
That's the silver anniversary, right?
No, I thought 25 was silver.
Huh?
I thought 25 was silver.
Oh.
We better check into that.
Well, we missed that then.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't do anything for the 25th.
We suck at this. What the heck is going on?
I was thinking 50 was silver.
No, I think 50 is gold, isn't it? No, I don't know.
50's gold. You're right.
Yeah.
50's gold.
I don't know.
Well,
we missed it, but that's okay.
All right.
We'll make it up somewhere else.
Yeah, but we are we're going to pull something off special for the 50th episode and have some fun with it. So hang in there with us. We'll see you down the road, and thanks for listening.
Thanks, you guys.
Woo.